Good Friday, April the 5th, Central Park for the derby match between Wigan and St Helens. The Wigan team today, number 1, Donlan, number 2, Dutoit, number 3, Stevenson, number 4, Williams, number 5, Gill, number 6, Kenny, number 7, Michael Ford, number 8, Courtney, number 9, Kiss, number 10, Campbell, number 11, West, number 12, Dunn, number 13, Potter, and the substitutes, number 14, Clare, and 15, Scott. The St Helens team for this afternoon, number 1, Vivas, number 2, Ledger, number 3, Allen, number 4, Meninga, number 5, Day, number 6, Peters, number 7, Holding, number 8, Burke, number 9, Ainsworth, number 10, Peter Gawley, number 11, Platt, number 12, the only change in the St Helens side, Forber, number 13, Pinner, and the substitutes 14, Wellens, and 15, Round. The players then take the field for this, what is probably going to be an extremely hard match. Wigan have had an extremely tough 8 days. Last Friday they were at Hull for a hard game, then they had to go to Leeds last Sunday, then on Tuesday an almost unrecognisable Wigan side turned out at Bradford, and now they come up against the might of St Helens. St Helens warming up, doing their exercises. Ronnie Campbell, the referee for Wembley, is now coming out to referee this game also. Wigan in the cherry and white. St Helens have had to change, being the away team today. St Helens up and down the field, loosening up the muscles as Graham West gets ready to come to the centre. Hooter is tested. Good crowd here today for this Good Friday match. Conditions good for football. It's a warm, pleasant day. Ground is very, very soft. A lot of rain came down yesterday. The curtain raiser had to be cancelled because of the state of the ground. Harry Pinner and Graham West come to the centre to meet the officials. Wigan may have blown it now, the chances for the championship. Through having to play so many matches in so few days, 11 matches in 26 games is an awful strain on a team, even a team that has strength in depth, but it's taken its toll on Wigan. People on crutches and people with bad gashes. Wigan won the toss. Graham West won the toss and has chosen to play from right to left. Wigan with the backs to the Kop, and it will be St Helens to start the game. Holding stockings round his ankles, setting up the ball. In the middle of a very, very wet pitch, very wet on top. Holding then ready to start this all-important game. Into the Wigan 25. Du Toit takes it. Going to try and clear his line, driving in hard. Runs into Meninga, takes him with him almost up to the 25 line. Kiss gone to acting half-back onto Ford. Ford hands it on. Dunn's feet go from under him on this slippy surface. Kiss again, once more to Ford. Ford, short one. Campbell tries to drive through. Well taken by Platt. Kiss. Long one back to Donlan, who's playing at full-back today. She's well covered, easily covered. Day running inside. Met by the Wigan forwards, lifted up into the air and bounced down. Holding switches direction onto Pinner, a short pass which has gone astray, comes to Kiss, so Wigan have regained possession. A bit of mauling going on in the tattle. Kiss is knocked down to the ground. Campbell saying get on with it, keep playing, as comes out to Potter. Potter a long one to Kenny. Kenny dummying, coming inside. Williams a little bit close to him. It's Gill coming in, wanted to make his dart from acting half-back. Very difficult on this sticky surface. Is forced down to the ground by Peters. Kiss inside onto Graham West. Did well to hang on to that. He had to juggle with it. A little bit of leisure demand. Still dragging his way forward. Powerfully running up almost to the halfway line. Goes to Ford. Ford to Courtney. Courtney holding it. Bringing it inside. Dunn trying to make through. Wigan only gained a yard there as we come up to the fifth tattle. Kiss appealing. Wants to get the game with the game quickly. Goes to Ford. Ford kicks behind the defence. Day's that. It's a good kick taken by Day on his own try line. Day running crossfield. Well taken as Stevenson and Ford come up quickly. Ainsworth waiting for the play. The ball moves it inside. Forwards charging forward, and Burke is well taken as the Wigan defence go in to meet him. Holding moves it across to Gawley, running sideways, and Courtney takes him and puts him down. On to Pinner. Pinner, short pass. Forwards coming in hard, met by the Wigan forwards. Saints just inside the 25 as it's lobbed back. Here comes the kick. Playing on Donlan, who's gone to full back. He takes it well. Coming up to the halfway line, sidestepping, trying to break through. Runs in hard, meets him with his shoulder. Gill wanting a quick play the ball, making his usual dart. Gains 10 yards of ground before he's put down by Allen. Kiss to Campbell. Campbell driving in. Taken low by Holding and helped by Burke upstairs. Kiss out to Ford. Ford onto Dunn. Dunn running at them, trying to go through. Gets it back onto Ford. Ford onto Williams. Williams bringing Stevenson inside. Stevenson running crossfield, and Wigan have lost a bit of ground in that movement. Kiss making a dart from acting half back onto Ford. Ford changing direction. Gets it out onto Stevenson, and Wigan very close to each other. Caught in the fifth tattle, having difficulty getting moving. Comes to Ford again. This time he hoists it high, he chases it, puts them all onside. Kenny's up there, and it's been knocked on. I think Wigan have regained possession and they're back to one. But Wigan hot on the attack as it comes to Kiss. Kiss onto Courtney. Courtney a long one onto West. West straightening up, going down the middle, looking for support, gets it onto Campbell. Campbell coming in hard, drives over the 25 line. Kiss coming up quickly onto Ford. Wigan with a lot of possession, and it goes to Courtney. Courtney smashed down by the forwards. They came in strongly there. to put him down. Kiss changing direction onto Ford. Ford onto West. West turning and twisting, going back inside. Lets the ball go. It's Gill who picks it up. Lot of blue jerseys in front of him as he tries to jink his way through, and he gains a lot of ground. Couldn't get it to Kiss, who was coming up with him in support. Ford, a long one to Kenny. Kenny on to Dunn. Dunn slips. Fifth tackle. Kiss coming over. Back to Stevenson, who tries to drop goal. He lifts it high, and Wigan have 1 point to show for all the pressure that they put on in the 5 minutes. Wigan 1, St Helens 0. Lot of pressure from Wigan. They've had all the ball in these opening 5 minutes. St Helens have been coming hard into the tackle, been smothering Wigan. Wigan finding it difficult to crack the defence. Holding now to kick out. Short one along the ground, rolling into the Wigan 25. Detroit again from the kick-off. Decides he's going to run it out. Brings it up to the 25. Strong run by Detroit. To Ford. Don managed to get the ball onto Donlan. A good run. Donlan coming through. Nice combination between Dunn and Donlan. Comes out to Ford. Ford a long one out to West. West coming back into the middle. Being taken by Platt. Manages to slip the ball. Wigan not getting very far as Potter plays it. Goes to Ford. Ford puts a grubber kick behind the defence. He's being covered by Ledger. Ledger goes inside. Ford hangs on. He gets away from him. Terrific run by Ledger. There's trouble here for Wigan as he jinks, and Graham West is there. Wigan should have had him there, but he came through well. It goes out to Peters, and Wigan are stretched all over the place on the far wing as Pinner comes inside, gives a dummy, gets the pass out onto Vivers, and the referee says it's forward as Meninga went over, and Wigan was stretched all over the place there in defence. Had to backtrack awfully hard there and really did well to hold them when there's all sorts of trouble in defence. And so we come to the first scrum of the game. Ball's coming out the Wigan side, I think. Wigan struggling. Ford trying to bring it away, slips. Potter driving away from acting half-back, running a bit crossfield, brings it to 10 yards out. Great ooh from the crowd. Must have seen something in the tackle as Pinner went in. Long pass, dangerous pass to Kenny. Kenny having to jink his way, looking for support, just managed to clear 12 yards out from the Wigan line. And Wigan penalised for in the tackle. Referee not happy with what Kenny did, so it's a penalty. Peters up there. You can see the referee signal. And here's a chance for St Helens to go into the lead. 8 minutes gone. Day coming up to take what should be a simple penalty. 10 or 12 yards to the right of the post. As he kicks left-footed down to the spine cop. Great crowd on here behind the post. Day lifts it. And it's there, just inside, but it's still 2 points. So St Helens go into the lead by 2-1. Stevenson to kick off for Wigan. Tries a deep one, but it's not deep enough. Covered by St Helens in their own 25. Ledger cutting inside. Runs into Graham West and Potter, who bury him. Ainsworth behind to play the ball. Short one to Burke. Burke comes charging forward, and it's the two half-backs who are having to take him. Ainsworth again to Gawley. Gawley coming driving forward. Potter goes in, he gets his pass to Ainsworth. Ainsworth managed to get rid of the ball as Holding sends a long one to Pinner. Pinner coming back in the middle, lets the ball go, and it comes to Graham West. West taking them on. Wigan glad to have the ball as he's picked up in the air and bounced down by Vivers. Gill behind the play of the ball, once again trying to dance his way through. Holding takes him from behind and swings him round. Kiss onto Ford, Ford to Courtney, Courtney taking them on. Is hit hard and put down. Ford, a long one to Kenny, Kenny having hesitate to take it, holding it. Long pass out to Stevenson. Stevenson brings Detroit inside. Detroit gets through one tackle. Gets up and he's still going. The referee's going to penalise him for not playing the ball. Says he was held. Maybe due to inexperience. So it's a relief for St Helens. A penalty 35 yards out. 10 minutes gone. As Meninga, long kick into the Wigan half. Good kick by Meninga. Brings it 5 yards into the Wigan half. Ainsworth coming up to start with the tap. Gawley on his right, and it's Gawley who takes it. Gawley running at the Wigan forwards. Kiss goes at him. Wigan players going in to smother him and make sure he doesn't get red. Ainsworth moves it across the field, holding on to Burke. Burke driving forward. He's knocked down easily by the Wigan pack. Peters doing a dummy with Holding. Holding short pass. Wigan are in well into the tackle. Potter coming in hard. Holding going through from acting half-back. Long pass stretches the defence as Pinner tries to go through. And Courtney did very well indeed there to smother Pinner, who's such a menace with the ball in his hand. St Helens then dummying to kick. Coming in the middle. And Kiss and Campbell are there to put him down in the fifth tackle. Not too happy with that, Peters, though, to getting more support. Fevers hoists a high one to Donlan. It's got snow on it. Donlan takes it well in near his own line, running it out. He's on his own. He has to hang on to it to give Wigan time to get back. And it's Kiss who's back first. Slips as he tries to bring the ball away. There's a bit greasy on top this pitch this afternoon. Now it's Campbell coming, driving hard. Gains a good 10 yards of ground, pass nearly intercepted, but Ford managed to get it out to Kenny. Kenny a long one on to Gill. Gill running into Legend. There's plenty of cover there. Penalty to Wigan for holding on in the play of the ball in the tackle. Campbell wanting to get off him. Said they were holding him down. Ford going to kick for touch from a very narrow angle down the St Helens right wing. Touch judge marks it 5 yards short of the halfway line. Hard tackling, fierce game this, as Kiss hands it on to Ford. Ford to Courtney. Courtney running at them. Just managed to get up to the halfway line. We can gain about a yard in that move. It goes to Ford. Ford on to West, running round. West turning and twisting it back inside to Courtney. Courtney going hard, taking them with him. But his arms are locked and he can't get rid of the ball. As Gawley hangs on to him. Dunn running through from acting half-back, gained 7 or 8 yards of ground. Now it's Stevenson who moves it across to Ford. Ford to Graham West. Long one to Kenny. Kenny onto Williams. Williams driving in hard. He's held short of the halfway line. Short of the 25 line. Kiss onto Campbell. Campbell puts his shoulder in. Wrapped up in the fifth tackle by Burke. Kiss to Ford. Ford's going to hoist it. Slides off the side of his foot. Could be awkward as Detroit goes up. Ball's gone loose. Back inside. Kenny going for the line. Turning and gets the ball out and it's been knocked on. Stevenson couldn't take it. Kenny did well to get rid of it. It was a bit of an awkward ball for Stevenson. If he'd got it, Wigan could have been all over a try there. However, it's a knock on, so it's St Helens to feed. And St Helens with a loose head. 10 yards out from the Saints line. Territorially, Wigan have had more of the game so far in these opening 13 minutes as Holding goes over on the narrow side. Puts it in. Back wheel and Holding's away quickly from the scrum. Ford hanging on to him. Vivas comes in to help him. Kenny's in there as well. St Helens bringing the ball away from the end. There's a good hard tackle by Campbell. Puts Pinner down. Now it's Forward trying to drive forward. He's flung down, but he made a lot of ground. Ainsworth coming up to act in half-back. St Helens holding it, dumming to turn inside. Campbell and Potter in to put Peters down. Burke waiting for the play of the ball. Burke moves it across. Onto Pinner. Panny down to Gawley. Gawley can't take it. Potter has it, gets the line moving as he gets it onto Ford. Ford turning and twisting, runs into big man Meninga. Stevenson going through from acting halfback. Wigan regrouping. Ford changes direction out to Graham West. Graham West going out in the outside centre position, and they had a job putting him down as he forced his way forward. Running strongly, comes out to Ford. Ford to Courtney. Courtney going to run at them, turning, dummying. Pass has been knocked down. Referee said it went back as St Helens now turning into attack. Burke being followed by Kiss. Kiss hanging on to him, managed to force him down. Big hefty forward. And Kiss is penalised for hanging on to him in the tackle. Meninga to kick for touch down the Wigan right wing. And that's a good long-ranging kick by Meninga. Finds it 8 yards outside the Wigan 25. Quarter of an hour gone. Wigan back on defence as now St Helens playing with a lot of power and determination, and Wigan equally so. There's no quarter being asked for or given as Ainsworth gets it on to Gawley. Gawley running at Kiss. Kiss takes him. And they force him down just outside the Wigan 25. Comes out to Peters. Peters doing the run around. And Platt probably managed to get his passing on to Holding. St Helens moving it well as it goes on to Allen, and two Wigan halfbacks hang on to him, but St Helens are hot on the attack as Peters gets it out to Pinner. Pinner an inside pass, going for the line, and Vivers is not quite. Vivers is over. Vivers is over. Good play, good interplay by the St Helens team. Vivers came up into the line well there. And St Helens have got the first try. St Helens 6, Wigan 1. 16 minutes gone. St Helens intent on keeping the ball moving. Crack to the Wigan defence. A little conference going on among the Wigan players as Day sets it up. And that looks a good kick. Sure, right over in the middle, making it now 8-1. And for all Wigan's pressure, they're now behind. St Helens, with less pressure applied than Wigan, have managed to turn it into points. So Wigan struggling here on Good Friday. David Stevenson. Taken cleanly by St Helens. Forber brings it inside. Ainsworth across to Pinner. Pinner hands it on to Burke, who's coming strongly. Dunn and Kiss go into him. Ainsworth waiting for the play of the ball. Peters hands it on to Gawley. Gawley changes direction. Graham West slings him down. Ainsworth again out to Peters. Peters to Pinner. Pinner coming back inside. Always looking to get rid of the ball, and Potter forces him down. Won't let him get shot. Now it's Holding gone to acting halfback. Flings it back. Here comes the kick. DeToit is back there. Knocks the ball back to Donlan on his own 25. Donlan dumming with it, having to keep it tight. Wigan in a dangerous situation. Played to Ford. Ford to DeToit. DeToit coming hard. Drives in like a forward. He bounced down by Forber. Kiss has now come into it. Now he's going to try and make a run from acting halfback, and Forber follows him, throws him down. Ford to Campbell. Nobody going with him. He's on his own like a man in the middle of the Sahara Desert there on his own. Wigan not following him as it comes to Ford to West. West change direction, slips. Wigan seem to be finding it difficult to keep the footing on this surface as Kenny puts a kick in. Covered by Ledger. Ledger coming inside. He can move. Kenny goes across. He gets his pass on to Holding. Holding's made a clean break. Managed, and Wigan are stretched all over the place as it goes out onto Day. Day coming inside. Gets away from Ford. And it's all over a try as Platt goes for the line. And the Wigan defence was terribly stretched. Well set up by Ledger. As he was tackled, he managed to get the ball moving. Wigan's kicked through better than a pass to him, and so St Helens piling it on in the first 20 minutes gone. Ledger set that up well from a kick through by Wigan. He was tackled by Kenny, managed to get his pass in, and from that moment Wigan were in all sorts of trouble. Wigan 1, St Helens 12. Day left-footed, and he's missed with that one. Halfway through the first half then, Wigan well behind, 1 point to 12. Hardly a true reflection of the way the game's been going, but St Helens have capitalised on the chances. Once more, Day takes it, Ledger takes it, coming inside, running crossfield. Ford hangs on to him and slings him down. Ainsworth moves it across. Graham West goes into the tattle, helped by Ford to put Platt down. Burke coming onto it hard. Ainsworth waiting for the play of the ball. Cross to Peters, Peters to Pinner. Pinner brings Gawley back inside. Gawley coming strongly, broken through, weak tackling by Wigan. Gawley looking for support, turns it inside to Peters. Being chased, Peters on to Holding, and Holding's over near the post. Well, St Helens rubbing it in, and that was bad tackling by Wigan, let Gawley through. Throw down the middle and cut Wigan wide open. Side through like a hot knife through soft butter, went through very, very cleanly, and Wigan are in all sorts of trouble now on their own ground in front of this big crowd. St Helens spectators on song now on top door as they're hammering Wigan. 16 points to 1, and now that's 18 points to 1. This happened earlier on in the season. Wigan fought back hard in the second half, but they're a more jaded team at this time of the season, and they're going to have great difficulty getting back into this game. The Wigan spectators are not happy. They're not happy with the Wigan defence. Stevenson. St Helens once again in possession. Tails up now. Cock-a-hoop running hard at Wigan. Ainsworth moves it across. Pinner onto Burke. Burke trying to drive forward, and two Wigan halfbacks put him down. Ainsworth again forwards coming hard as Forward tries to drive through. Wigan finding these St Helens forwards a bit of a handful. It comes to Holding, a high one. Peters moves it across, and Meninga's taken hard. Wigan went in well. Meninga plays it to himself. Courtney's in there to tackle him, helped by Gill. The referee said he didn't play it properly, so it's a penalty to Wigan. Meninga disputing the decision as Stevenson comes up to put the ball into touch. 15 yards out from the St Helens line. Can Wigan get some points on the board here before half time as Kiss hands it to Ford. Ford brings Campbell in. Campbell runs into Burke. He's nearly through, taking them with him. That was a strong run by Campbell. He's put down 3 yards out from the line. Once he dented the defence. Run around. Ford onto West. West ankle taken from underneath him, 10 yards out. Kiss coming over onto Ford. Ford changing direction. In ever decreasing circles, gets it out to Kenny. Kenny dancing is what a lovely run by Kenny. Oh, from nothing. He should have been flattened there, and he cut through that St Helens defence so easily. Well, that didn't seem to be on as scrum half Ford went round in ever decreasing circle, but he didn't disappear. He managed to get the ball to Kenny, who from a standing start left the St Helens defence absolutely mesmerised to make it now Wigan 5, and Stevenson with a kick right in front of the post. Well, Wigan made that one look very easy first. Campbell cut through them, side through the forwards, and that was a beautiful run by Kenny. And that makes it 7. 25 minutes gone, Wigan 7, St Helens 18. Ford in a bit of trouble after he'd passed the ball. One presumes that he was done after he got rid of it, because he was prone on the deck. While everyone was watching Kenny holding, kicking down towards the popular side of the field. Potter there, drops the ball. Bad mistake, and he's usually so sure with those kicks. All the time in the world to take it. Wigan push back, and St Helens with a double advantage, 10 yards out from the Wigan line as the referee goes onto the narrow side of the field. Holding goes round, obviously the Wigan side, so he's approaching his own forwards to put the ball in. Puts it in, he gets it out, shoots straight out the side of the scrum. Knock on. Day had cut in, handed it on to Peters. Peters couldn't take it cleanly, and so that's a bit of a let-off for Wigan, as now 20 yards out it will be Wigan to feed. Shoots straight out, referee lets it go. No, he's blown up. Great groan from the crowd. He seemed to let that happen the last scrum. Now he says it won't do. Coming out to Wigan. Goes out onto Stevenson. Stevenson straightening up. Flat, went in a bit high. West coming hard, coming straight, dragging his way forward. Kiss moves it on to Ford. Ford on to Dunn. Dunn trying to come down the middle. Can't get rid of the ball as Gawley wraps his arms around him. Kiss making a dart from acting half back. The referee says they're offside. They haven't, and the leg's gone across. Penalised him for sticking his leg out. Ryan Dunn's back, Sovereign. Wigan decide to take a tap. Not too sure as to what was happening. Comes out to Williams. Williams running into Peters. And Forber has to die with the ball. Kiss to Graham West. Graham West puts his shoulder and gets it to Campbell. Campbell on to Ford. Long one. Goes astray. Stevenson has to drop on it. Wigan lost ground with that wild pass in. De Toit waiting for the play of the ball. De Toit coming on his own. Drives forward, taken low round his ankles. To Campbell, a short one. Campbell puts his shoulder in, runs into Gawley. Fifth tattle as it comes out. Ford, a long pass on to Kenny. Kenny gets it out to Dunn. Dunn inside. Kenny's lost the ball, comes on to Gill. The referee says it's a forward pass. Wigan probably better off with the scrum than being caught with the sixth tattle. And they would have had to give it over, although the odds are that St Helens will get the ball out. Half an hour of the first half gone. Wigan 7, St Helens 18. With the forwards, ball's fed. Penalised for not putting it in correctly. David Stevens coming over to kick for touch. Touch, judge marks it just short of the 25 line. Wigan again on the attack. Good attacking position just outside the 25. Kiss comes up to Courtney. Courtney back onto Kiss, onto Potter. Potter gets it onto West. West has lost the ball. Gratefully dropped on by St Helens. Wigan got very little attacking advantage from that penalty. Pinner taking it across onto Burke. Dunn hanging on to him, can't put him down. Long pass comes out onto Platt. Platt's broken through. Courtney following him from behind. Forces him down, nearly just inside the Saints half. Ainsworth onto Holding. Holding moves it across to Pinner. Pinner's been intercepted by Kenny. It's going to be a 6-pointer. Well, Kenny read that well, and he's over under the sticks, putting Wigan right back into the game. Wigan 11. Kenny snatched that one well out of the air. Pinner must be kicking himself. He's such a wonderful ball distributor. But Kenny read it extremely well. So Wigan, when they were looking in dire trouble, back in the game, straight kick for Stevenson. Could put Wigan only 5 points behind when they were taking such a shellacking. And it's there in the middle, Wigan 13, St Helens 18. Now the crowd once again, they're giving Wigan the bird a little while ago, now getting behind them as they've clawed their way back into this game. 31 minutes gone of the first half. Wigan 13, St Helens 18. This game proving to be a real humdinger of a derby. Crowd excited, chanting away as Holding a low one. West as well to take it, right off his toes, an awkward bouncing ball. Kiss to Courtney. Courtney puts his shoulder in, taking the forwards on, sucking them in. Comes to Ford. Ford, long one onto Potter. Potter is short pass to Dunn, he can't get through. The gap was nearly there, and eventually Peters forces him down. Kiss to Ford. Ford a long one to Kenny. Kenny coming inside. And a fist went in there, and the touch judge has seen it. Forber went in and thumped Kenny. Very clearly on this blind side here. Forber certainly went in and put one in on Kenny. Forber walking away. Touch judge knows who it was, and he really put one in there. Very blatantly. Nothing subtle about that one. David Stevenson to kick for touch. Ten yards outside the 25. Wigan will restart with the tap penalty. Kiss to Courtney. Courtney changing direction onto West. West driving his way, gets it onto Kiss. Kiss going hard for the line. That was a nice work move by Wigan. Obviously practiced, and it came off. Gill trying to make a dart from acting half back. Dummying, trying to bash his way forward. St Helens defence is up to it. Goes to Ford, Ford to Courtney. Courtney turning and twisting onto Potter. Wigan playing it close and tight near the line, wanting a quick play. Comes to West, West driving hard. Those long arms of his wanting to reach out. Telescopic arms he seemed to have when he gets within a few yards of the line. Wigan piling it on now as it comes to Ford. Ford to Kenny. Kenny onto Williams. Williams couldn't get his pass in. That's the fifth tattle. Campbell trying to go through. Gets it back to Ford. Ford going to try a high kick into the in-goal area. Vivas is there. He takes it cleanly, and he's caught in the in-goal area. Wigan piled it on then. We wanted another score before half-time. About 6 minutes to go as Meninga drops out deep into the Wigan half. Sits up for Donlan. Donlan running up to them. Runs into Burke. Stopped dead in his tracks. 35 yards out. Comes to Dunn. Dunn straightening up, trying to go through the middle. Taken again by Burke and Meninga. Switch on to Campbell. Campbell driving hard, gets up to the 25 line before Gawley snatches him out of the air. Plays it to himself, and they're offside. A penalty to Wigan. Wigan can get this one. Puts them only 3 points behind. David Stevenson coming over 10 yards in from the touchline, just inside the 25 line. He's got to go for goal. If he can get this, it puts Wigan really back into the game. He's brought the ball back a little, brought it just outside the 25 line. Well, this is a tremendous turnabout after Wigan looked dead and buried. 17 points behind, and they've come back when it seemed to be all over bar the shouting. Five minutes short of half time as David Stevenson sets this one up. Very important kick. Ground a bit sticky on top. No wind to speak of. Day. Atmosphere quite dead today. And it's gone wide across the face of the post and dead. So Wigan still 5 points behind. Drop out from the St Helens 25. Meninga bringing it up. Tries a deep one. Detroit is there, has it covered, takes it well. Loves to run with the ball, loves to go at them hard. Goes driving in, he's taken round the ankles by Platt. Kiss to Courtney. Courtney comes powering his way forward. Potter driving up to the halfway line. Ford onto West. West turning back inside. Drags his way over the halfway line. Gawley hanging on to him. Kiss sends a short one to Campbell. Campbell gains 10 yards of ground before he's down. It goes to Ford. Ford on to Dunn. Dunn trying to break through, but the forwards have sealed up the gap. Fifth tackle as Kiss goes over. Gets it on to Ford. Ford going to put the kick in. Little overhead kick. Can Stevenson get it? Bounces right for him. To Kenny. Kenny to Ford. And the referee says he's offside. Crowd not happy with that decision. Teasing, dangerous little kick there. Bounce for Stevenson. Referee said he was offside. Once more, penalty to St Helens. Meninga gets it into touch, 10 yards inside his own half. And Wigan coming right back into this game as Ainsworth comes up onto Holding, onto Burke. Courtney goes in to take him easily. Ainsworth, long pass back onto Peters. Peters going straight, gets his pass in. Wigan holding them there. St Helens looking a bit disorganised at the moment. Wigan not capitalising on it. Goes to Pinner. Pinner's always the menace. And Campbell knocks him down. He tries to get rid of the ball, but Wigan knock on. Kiss couldn't quite get at it. So we scrum down 12 yards inside the Saints half. It will be Holding to feed. Ainsworth with the loose head as the forwards go down. And that looked like feeding, and the referee's given it. Not in. 2 minutes to go as Potter. Long one on to Kenny. Kenny turning back inside. Being smothered by Peters. Right on half time as Potter darts forward, dragging his way nearly up to the 25. Kenny gone to act in half-back. Short one on to Kiss, sees a gap inside to West. West on to Campbell. Campbell gets it on to Kenny to Ford. Ford to Dunn. Dunn to Williams, quickly out to Stevenson. Stevenson dancing his way inside, going hard on to Gill. Gill's upended, 15 yards out. Wigan causing a bit of panic in the St Helens defence as it goes to Ford. Ford turning, trying to dance his way through. And the black bees round the jam pod as we come up to the... That's the fifth tackle. Goes to Courtney. Courtney short one to West. West is upended, and that's going to be the 5th tackle and the rollover. Saints to bring the ball away, and let the acting half-back, the hooker Unsworth, run a long way from acting half-back as they go in. Ainsworth plays the ball. Peters moves it inside, cross their own line. St Helens being venturesome as goal is taken by Courtney and Kenny. Meninga coming through from acting half-back, looking to get it inside, and West is in there, still on his feet. They had a job putting him down. He gets nearly up to the 25 line. St Helens, I think, getting ready for the kick. It comes to Pinner. Pinner moves inside, and Wigan go in to smother them. Peters waiting for the play of the ball. To Pinner. Pinner running at them, coming inside. Wigan don't know what to do with him. He's knocked on. The ball comes to Ford. Ford says, referee says play on as Ford runs it out. Going out to the wing, but he's going to get caught by Meninga. Kenny going to act in half-back. Donlan's coming up into the line. DeToit going to run at them. Going strongly, nearly up to the 25 line. Before he's taken by Gawley, and there goes the hooter of an extremely exciting first half. Players go on off with Wigan having come back into the game. The half-time score, Wigan 13, St Helens 18. Start of the second half, David Stevenson to kick off. Wigan 13, St Helens 18. Hard fought game. Meninga on his own try line. Running a bit crossfield. Dunn and West take him. Push him back. Wigan pack in there. Hunting like a pack. Ainsworth. Holding, dancing, short pass. We can go in. Holding. And kiss. Ainsworth again to Peters. Peters moving it out to the right. Burt tries to drag his way forward. Ainsworth moving it across. Holding, handing it on. Pinner going back, breaking down the middle. A good break by Pinner. Sets St Helens up in attack as Meninga gets the ball out. Coming inside. Wigan covers come across, but St Helens swept down the field. The ball's played back to Forber. Forber to Peters. Peters on to Holding. Holding to Pinner. Pinner on to Vivers. Vivers gets his pass in nicely. St Helens turning inside, bring it on to Ledger. Ledger going for the line. Gets it on to Ainsworth. Ainsworth looking for support, and that's the fifth tackle, but Wigan have been pushed right back into their own 25. St Helens hot on the attack as Pinner tries a left-footed drop kick. Nowhere near target. So it'll be a tap from the Wigan 25. Ford to Campbell, nobody moving forward. Eventually Dunn decides to try and clear the 25 line. 4 passes and we've gained a yard. Now Campbell running hard and straight. Managed to get his pass in to Ford. Ford brings West inside. West striding forward. Had a job holding him as he brings it 12 yards outside the 25. Ford, long one to Kenny. Kenny juggling with the ball. A long pass out on Detroit. Detroit coming inside. Lets the ball go. Ball's loose. And it's Ainsworth who drops on it. Day going through from acting half-back. Kiss and Ford are after him, trying to get the ball, but can't get it away from him. Ainsworth gone to acting half-back, moves it on to Holding, Holding to Peters. Holding's gone round him. West wraps him up right in the centre of the field. Holding on to Pinner. Pinner trying to get an overhead pass in, forced down to the deck by Dunn. Burke coming up to the play the ball. But moves it on to Holding. A long one to Holding. Holding another long pass on to Vivers. Managed to get the ball back inside to Gawley. Gawley running wide. On to Pinner. Pinner turning and twisting. On to Burke. Wigan holding them at the moment as Campbell goes into the tackle, and it is the 5th tackle as Ainsworth comes up. On to Vivers. Vivers kicks a high one. Dolnan and Detroit make a mess of it between them. Dribbling over the Wigan line. And he says he's offside. Well, that was a let-off for Wigan. They were dribbling the ball forward. Donlan and Detroit. A little bit of indecision as to who was to go in for the ball. Campbell, good refereeing, right up with the game. Stevenson pushes Wigan out to trouble, clears the 25 line. Kiss to Holding. Holding to Courtney. Courtney going forward. Burke and Ainsworth hanging on to him. And Courtney hanging on to the ball with dear life. Ford holding it. Campbell. Now Campbell, he runs into the forwards. And they bounce him down. Kiss trying to go through from acting half back, and he's won a penalty. Says they were offside. Platt doesn't like it. Feeling to the referee. Referee wanting the Charger to face him square. David Stevenson gets it into touch. Few yards inside the Saints half. Wigan having a lot of the ball. To Ford. To Courtney. Courtney going straight, taking them with him. Gawley forces him down. Switch of direction to Kenny, brings West inside, and Burke takes him low and hard. Goes to Ford. Ford to Dunn. Dunn juggling with the ball. Always seems as if he's going to get through, and then they seem to catch his ankles at the last minute. Goes to Ford. Ford on to Potter. Potter trying to drive his way through as St Helens had moved into the Wigan line-out, moved up quickly, funneled Wigan back in, a switch of direction to Campbell. Campbell powering on to Gill. Plenty of cover there to take Gill, but he's not for going down. Managed to get almost up to the 25 line in the 5th tackle. To Ford, long pass to Kenny. Kenny to West, and Wigan going to get caught in the 6th tackle. Dallins moving the ball well. Pinner going back inside. Managed to get his pass in as always. Graham West chasing his man. Manages to put him down on the halfway line. Peters plays it back to Ainsworth on to Gawley. Gawley coming into Kenny. And Kenny pushes him back. Goes in low and hard into him and drives him back over the halfway line. Ainsworth on to Peters. On to Holding. Holding. Managed to get his pass in, a strong run by Forber. Forber going hard for the line, gets a pass. Ball's loose on the floor. Donlan going across. Back to 1, says the referee. To Holding. Holding a short one onto Burke. Burke driving in hard, he's broken through. He only has the full back to beat, and the hooker with him. Gill's coming across. And Burke split Wigan wide open there. Cut them wide open to put it now. St Helens 22, right underneath, right by the sticks. Powerful run by Burke. Well, St Helens seem to be able to come down the middle. Easy kick this. And it's there to make it 24. Wigan now 11 points behind. Can one see two miracles in one game? In the first half they were flattened, and now they're going backwards again. 8 minutes gone. Wigan 13, St Helens 24. St Helens on their own try line, coming away strongly. Wigan defensive line is up there to put them down just outside the 25. Ainsworth, short one. Burke coming in again. This time he's met by Graham West and Potter. Long one onto Pinner, and he gives the dummy, and he's nearly through. Proving a terrible menace is Pinner. Playing good football as Holding sends a long one out to Peters. Peters moves it across, and that's a good hard tackle by Wigan. Ainsworth waiting for the play of the ball to Holding. Holding a long pass on to Pinner. Big gap in the Wigan line out as Vivas brings Meninga inside. Meninga going cross-field. Runs into Graham West, who does enough, but he gets his pass back in onto Forbes. Forbes coming hard. Campbell puts an arm out, does enough to slow him down. And Stevenson comes in to complete the tackle. Ainsworth out to Vivas. Vivas' kick has been bounces off Kenny. Got my ball back. Giving Wigan the head and ball. Ainsworth can't believe it. The referee stopping the clock. Coming over to the bench. Got the heads. Ford out to Kenny. Donlan's linked up. Don't go trying to go on his own. Let the ball go. Wigan did well to regain possession. Comes out. Ball had gone loose onto Stevenson. Stevenson running wide onto Williams, and Williams is upended by Allen. Gill trying to make a run from acting half-back. Gets away from Peters. Feet slipping. Gill still going. And the blue jerseys swarm over to make sure he's buried. Comes to Ford. Ford onto Graham West, who's going in hard and straight, dragging them with him. This time he can't get shut of the ball. Kiss. Switch brings Campbell inside, and Campbell stopped dead in his tracks in the fifth tattle. To Ford. Ford puts the kick in. Hoists it high. Vivas is under it. Takes it cleanly. Ford's up there to upend him, followed his own kick up well. Day behind the play of the ball, running it away. Ford follows him. Courtney puts the shoulder in. Holding behind the play of the ball. Out to Peters. Peters dancing. Runs into Campbell and Kiss. Kiss has got the ball, and he's penalised for it. Now the referee's telling him to keep his mouth shut. He said held. Referee shouted held when he took the ball. Meninga makes no mistake about that. Holding coming up with a tap onto Gawley. Gawley running at the Wigan forwards. Kiss and Courtney take him. Holding waiting for the play of the ball. Out to Peters. Peters to Burke. Burke coming strongly. Campbell and Dunn put him down. Holding waiting for the play of the ball. Out to Peters. Peters switches direction onto Pinner. Pinner straightening up and he's broke through 3 Wigan forwards. Gets it onto Meninga. Meninga's caught from behind. Managed to get his pass in. Right on the Wigan line. Wigan in a lot of trouble here as Meninga's gone to act in half back. Sends his pass out. Short one. Forwards trying to batter the way over and the referee's given the try as Black goes over. Once again been set up by Pinner. Broke through beautifully. Right through the Wigan forwards who just could not hold him. Wigan 13, St Helens 28. And Pinner having an extremely good game. Wigan don't seem to know what to do with him. .13 gone. Wigan 13, and it's St Helens who are piling it on again in these opening stages of the second half. Easy kick for Day. And that makes it 30. Wigan 30, St Helens. Wigan 13, St Helens 30. Well, there have been times this season when Wigan's defence has been so tight it's been unbelievable, but today it's been found wanting. And Wigan changing 10 and 12. Bringing off Campbell and Dunn, bringing on Clare and Scott. Beavers on his own try line. Runs well. Tries to bash his way through Ford, but Ford hangs on to him. Pinner again. Dancing, twisting, coming strongly. This time Wigan get him down. Ainsworth waiting for the play of the ball. To Meninga. Meninga hands it on. On to Platt. Platt's taken. St Helens just outside their own 25. Ainsworth, long pass. Forbes trying to batter his way through. Courtney goes into the tattle. To Meninga. Meninga long pass on to Pinner. Pinner short pass to Burke. And Burke's well tattled by Ken. Low and hard, that's the 5th tattle. Thrown to Meninga. Meninga kicks it straight into touch. Back into the St Helens half. 10 yards in the Saints half. Wigan with a loose head.
Hold your eyes, Campbell!
Wigan's ball. Pinner looked offside and the referee's given it. Pinner was round very, very quickly. Penalty to Wigan from the scrum. David Stevenson makes absolutely sure. Takes it up to the 25 line. To Courtney. Courtney back onto Kiss. Kiss to Potter. Potter trying to drive through. His arms are smothered and locked. Switch of direction to Kenny. Kenny dummying with it, trying to break through, going for the onto the Toit. He's going hard, and he's in touch a yard short of the line. Kenny split them open there. Good run by Kenny. The Toit went hard for the corner, but the cover was there to take him. Relief for St Helens, 5 yards out from their own line. And the referee's brought them back 10 yards. Bit of even and thrutching going on in the front rows. They're not down properly and they're a long way in from the touchline. Feet all over the place as Wigan have won one against the head. Holding, bringing Donlan inside, but the pack breaks up. and he runs into it. Clare trying to go on his own from the play of the ball, but not got the power. Held just short of the line. Long one to Scott. Scott having to juggle with the ball and trying to duck underneath the tattles. Can't get through. Wigan got a little more room to move in now as it goes on to Ford. Ford to Stevenson. Stevenson dummying, trying to force his way through. St Helens moved up very quickly. Smothering Wigan at the moment as Donlan, short one, onto Clare. Clare caught in the fifth tattle. Kiss onto West. West going to try and drive forward. Gets it back to Clare and he's over. Referee says he dropped the ball. Or drop out under the post. Crowd not happy about that. The camera view that you've got would show whether he did ground it or not. So near then, Clare. Loud boos coming from the Wigan spectators. Dellins are quite happy about it as Meninga comes up to drop out from under the sticks. Into the Wigan half to Donlan. Crossing the halfway line. Dummying to give it to Potter and runs into trouble. To Scott. Now Scott we're going to run at them. Put down short of the 25. Kiss going through from acting half-back, knocks off one, but eventually has to go down underneath Burke and Platt. Scott behind the play of the ball to Ford. Ford holding it, trying to dance his way through. Going to get caught in possession. Kiss comes over. Kiss on to Courtney. Courtney looking for West. West trying to take them with him. Wigan put down in the fifth tattle, 10 yards out. Comes on to Ford. Ford lifts it up in the air, he's followed it, they're all underneath it, and Vivas takes it cleanly, snatches it out of the air, a good take by Vivas, safe and secure. Kisses in quickly to tattle the acting half-back. Ainsworth waiting for the play of the ball, trying to bring it away, and he's followed across by Ford. St Helens being pinned down at the moment, now here they come surging away, coming strongly. David Stevenson and Graham West go into the tattle. Day waiting for the play of the ball. Trying to come through from acting half-back. Scott runs in to take him. And they pick him up and carry him back. That's the fifth tattle. As Holding comes up to acting half-back. Inside, Vivas putting the kick in. Donlan having to go back. It sets up for him. Detroit inside him. Gives it to Detroit. Detroit trying to come through. Throws the ball back onto Ford. Ford dancing and jinking. Managed to get it out onto David Stevenson. Stevenson taken round the ankles in a good tattle by Vivas. Ford inside to Kenny. Kenny onto Scott. Scott going to drive at them. Gets it back onto Ford. Ford turning and twisting onto Kiss. Onto Clare. Clare dummying as St Helens have come in the line. Managed to keep it moving. A long one to Kenny. Kenny changing direction onto Potter. Potter driving hard. And Wigan kept that ball moving very well there. Weren't going to get caught in possession. Gill's gone up wanting a run. Coming through from acting half-back. His feet slip. And he's well tattled by Ainsworth. And that's the fifth tattle. Ford lifts it high again, being followed by Detroit and Day takes it well and runs it over the dead ball line, playing it safe. So once again it's a dropout from underneath the St Helens post. Halfway through this second half, 21 minutes gone of the second half. Wigan still 13, St Helens 30 as Meninga comes to drop out. Scott going hard forward, runs into Burke, puts him down. Kiss to Ford. Ford dancing, turning, brings Graham West down the middle, taking three of them to put him down. To Ford. Ford to Courtney. Courtney turning, short one onto Potter. Potter's pass has gone astray. St Helens have it right on their own line. Referee says it's in field of play. They're going to play it. Acting half-back comes away, and Wigan all round up. They got it going down in the field of play, trying to push him over the try line. Can't get him back. Pinner coming hard. Wigan wanting to keep him there. So many points behind, but they've not given up the ghost yet. Long one comes to goalie. Clare goes in to take him, and Gilts come right in the middle of the field. Forwards driving in hard. Fifth tackle, getting 15 yards of ground as Holding comes up to act in half-back. On to Meninga. Meninga kicks behind Donlan. He's going to have to retreat for it. The Toit's gone inside him. Donlan running it out, trying to kick through himself. It's cleanly tackled by Peters. Good hard tackle round the hips. Stevenson to De Toit. De Toit knocks off one. He's hold of him round the ankles. He's going to have to dive with the ball. Kiss has now come over. Kiss hands it on to. No, he goes on his own, trying to make this run. His opposite number, Ainsworth, hanging on to him, but he's gained a lot of ground. Managed to get the ball onto Stevenson. Stevenson changing it, and his pass has been knocked down by Meninga. And Meninga, I think, is coming off. Meninga's coming off, and Wellens is coming on. Ball goes into the pack. Referee wants it in again as it's locked. Wigan to feed. Wigan with the loose head. Ford, a long one to Kenny, to Williams. Williams back to Kenny. Kenny gets it on to Gill. Gill turning and twisting. Still on his feet, dumbing with it. And they can't put him down. At least he's entertaining the crowd. Clare inside to Scott. Scott straightening up, trying to force his way through, but St Helens forwards having none of it. Ford, a long one. Kenny on to Donlan. Donlan turning inside. He's covered. St Helens had moved into the Wigan line. To Stevenson, to Graham West round the narrow side. Gains his 10 yards of ground. Stevenson again attacked in half-back. Gill looking hurt on the far wing as it goes to Ford. Ford on to Courtney. Courtney trying to force his way through. Put down in the fifth tackle, just short of the 25 line. Ford lifts it high. Good as a pass to Ledger. Ledger coming inside. Gets away from Scott. Clare going in. Clare hanging on to him. Manages to fling him down to the ground. Now St Helens turning defence into attack. Kiss goes into the tattle. Pinner going to act in half-back as Peters gets up to play the ball. Moving it across the line, holding a short pass. Turned inside to Holding. Holding streaking through. Going to kick past the full-back. Can he win the race? He should be up there. And all he can do is fall on the ball. Referee said he knocked on as he went for it. Split Wigan wide open. So Wigan push back to 10 yards from their own line. Wigan to feed the scrum. Had a lot of ball, Wigan. Second one. Yes, Wigan put the ball in before their own pack had been formed. Fortunately, the referee said it's got to go in again. And it goes. Coming out to Wigan. Ford. Kenny on to Donlan. Donlan making a break. Turns it inside. Kenny's pass has been intercepted. Kenny went for it. Pinner's there. Taking that. It was all over a try, and the touch judge is on. And there's a knock on behind the play of the ball, but the touch judge is already on. Well, Wigan broke cleanly down at that, trying to keep the ball moving. Pass was intercepted just as it was almost reaching Kenny. And De Toit going to get Bell, Book and Candle. Kick to St Helens. Vivas puts it into touch. 10 yards out from the Wigan line. Wigan having to retreat to their own try line. Ainsworth coming up. Decided he's going to go on his own, trying to batter his way through. Kisses after the ball but doesn't manage to get it. Just short of the Wigan line. Holding. Long one to Pinner. Pinner dummying, switching it inside to Burke, who's dropped it. Been snatched up well by Potter. Quickly onto that loose ball. Kiss to Ford. Ford a long one. Handed on by Stevenson onto Kenny. Kenny dummying, coming inside. Lets the ball go back onto Stevenson, onto Ford. Ford going back again. Wigan moving the ball but not gaining a lot of ground. Gill decides he's going to try and gain some ground. Sees a gap, trying to come down the middle. Being taken by Pinner from behind. Burke comes over to help to force him down. Gill plays it to himself. Still going forward. Showing a lot of determination to Ford. Ford gets over the halfway line. Referee said it's been touched from the back to one as it goes to Clare. Clare straightening, trying to come through. Knocks off one. Managed to get it on to Ford. Ford a long one to Courtney. Courtney lobs a high one out to Stevenson. Stevenson dummying to bring it inside. Good run by Stevenson, a Wigan player. Flattened off the ball. Williams taken out of the game after Stevenson had given the dummy to bring him inside. Touch judge following the game, didn't see it, and referee up with the play. Packs all over the place. Half an hour gone as Holding comes over. Kiss can't get down. Holding gets it out onto Vivas. Been taken by Donlan. They're having a job getting him down, he and Ford. Holding coming over for the play of the ball. Out to Peters. Peters onto Pinner. Pinner a short one onto Wellens. Wellens trying to... No, it's... they brought on Round has come on as a substitute. Pinner now running. There's a gap a mile wide. Platt came through. Peters behind the play of the ball. Out to Pinner. Pinner holding it. Lets the ball go. Holding picks it up. The ball had gone back. Wellens trying to go through. Plays it back to Peters. Peters going through. A long pass out onto Platt. Kiss hanging on to him. He's still on his feet. Wigan come over and put him complete the fifth tackle. Wigan player out on his feet. Onto Vivas as Scott goes up quickly. And the referee says it's a forward pass. Wigan without a scrum half at the moment. As Ford is being brought off, referee stops the clock. Williams going to scrum half, and Dunn is coming back on. Dunn going to left centre. Well, and Clare's brought out to go to centre. And Wigan penalised, Williams penalised. First time he tried to put the ball in, penalised for not doing it correctly. Holding, bangs it right over St Mary's School. Comes up to the 25. To Gawley. Gawley coming up the Wigan forward. Scott takes him to Peters. Peters holding it. Change direction. And Potter takes Burke very well. Ainsworth onto Peters. Peters a long pass to Pinner. Pinner turning back inside. Gets his pass in onto Allen. Allen trying to go through. Put down inside the Wigan 25. Peters onto Holding. Holding turning back inside. Gets it back onto Peters. And Clare takes him. Ainsworth onto Platt. Platt running hard at the Wigan defence. Scotter, but he managed to get his pass into goal. He gets it out to Holding. Holding a long overhead pass, which Day can't take cleanly. Knocks on. Well, the scrum down just outside the Wigan 25. This game gone off the boil somewhat. St Helens sure now they've won, and Wigan probably thinking they can't possibly pull it out of the fire. 8 minutes to go, Wigan 13, St Helens 30. Donlan gone to scrum half, puts the ball in, making break, gets it out onto Kenny. Kenny moves it across onto Stevenson. Stevenson held in possession by Wellens. Onto Gill, who's come in the middle. Gill running wide, gets out of a swinging tackle from Burke. Kiss to Scott. Scott running at them. He has West with him. Beats off a tackle. Turning it inside onto Donlan. Donlan holding it. Saintson move right the Wigan line out. Lets the ball go to Kiss. Kiss trying to make a break. Looking for support onto Potter. Potter to Kenny. Kenny onto Gill. Gill turning. Still looking for support onto Clare. Clare throws a one-handed pass out to the wing. The referee says it's gone forward. Crowd in line with it don't think so. Very lot of protests coming from the opposite side of the field. When you get to this stage, I suppose you've got to try it. Referee getting the bird as Holding goes over to feed the scrum. Puts it in. He's penalised for not putting it in correctly. Kenny, and now it's Kenny who's going to kick for touch. Good long ranging kick, takes it to 15 yards out from the St Helens line. We're getting no points on the board this half. Courtney running at them, runs into the forwards, nearly through, and then the pressure of numbers puts him down. Long one, Dunn hands it on. Kenny onto West. West turning, lets it get back. Kenny did well to take it. Williams pushed out of the way by Graham West. Onto Kiss. Kiss going for the line. Knocks off one. He's smothered underneath the blue jerseys. Donlan gone to acting half-back. Out to Potter. Potter, short one. Wigan have lost the ball. Trying to come onto the short pass. St Helens moving it across the line. Pinner coming hard onto it, being swung around by the Wigan defence. Ainsworth coming over. Switch of direction. Onto Round. Round going hard. Well tattled by Williams. Ledger coming through from acting half-back. Graham West wraps him up. Grind on. Went into the tattle. Scott in quickly. Ball comes on onto Round. Round running wide, and Williams is into the tattle again. St Helens on their own 25. Ball's flung back. Kick is charged down. Well taken by Donlan. Running it out. Beats one. Has to go down 35 yards out. Gale behind the play of the ball. Running cross field this time. Runs into trouble. Kiss. Switches it to Scott. Scott trying to break through. Back to Gill. Gill coming back inside. Turning and twisting. Proving very elusive. Gets away from Burke and he's still going, but eventually Gawley gets him down. Kiss behind the play of the ball to Donlan. Donlan to Kenny. Kenny onto Dunn. Dunn trying to stride through. Has his feet knocked from underneath him. Clare from behind the play of the ball and touch judges on. Going to be a penalty to Wigan. Platt adjudged at fault, putting the knee in. David Stevenson puts it into touch.
Come on, Wigan!
10 yards out from the line. Kiss. To Courtney. To West. West trying to drive his way through. There's plenty of cover there to take him. Kiss plays it. West plays it to himself. Throws it back to Kiss. And he's smothered as he's receiving the ball. Stevenson out to Courtney. Courtney turning and twisting. Line's open as Dunn goes for the line. And he reaches over and the referee gives it. And Dunn has scored. Wigan 17. Detroit, I beg your pardon, it was Detroit, not Dunn. Forced his way over, just to the right of the post, coming to midfield.
Head on your way, go Wigan!
David Stevenson makes it 19. About 2 minutes to go. Wigan 19, St Helens 13.
May we remind you of the police duties. All spectators please to keep off the playing area at the end of the day. Thank you.
Holding to restart the game, almost on time. Detroit takes it. Coming in hard, puts his shoulder in, rolls over, big strong lad. Kiss waiting for the play of the ball to Donlan. Donlan to Scott. Scott dancing about, doesn't make any progress. Now it's Dunn's turn, running a little bit wide, manages to clear the 25 line. Kiss out to Kenny. Kenny, little overhead kick, following it up well. Ledger's there, ball's loose, picked up by St Helens. Referee said the ball went back, so St Helens have it inside their own half. Viva's a bit slow getting up, bit hurt in the tail, but he's alright. As Holding hands the ball on to Pinner. Pinner decides he's going to come down the middle. Scott hangs on to him, helped by Dunn. Switch of direction onto Holding. Holding a long pass forwards coming in, and that was a hard tackle by Wigan. Kiss went in very hard to take Platt. Platt's none too happy with the tackle. As Pinner, a short one to goalie. Taken by Stevenson, couldn't get his pass in. Round, waiting for the play of the ball, doing the run around with Pinner. Pinner doesn't give it him, and Pinner is caught in possession, and that's the fifth tackle. As Ainsworth comes up to acting half-back. Onto Holding. Kicks, hits Courtney. Referee says play on. And he's giving the turnover to Wigan because they'd no advantage. To Potter. Potter to Dunn. Dunn decides he's going to go down the middle, and St Helens decide he's not. Kiss going through on his own. Looking for support. Managed to get it back onto Scott. Scott coming hard. Managed to get it back onto Donlan. Donlan out to Kenny. Kenny explodes down the middle there. Terrific run by Kenny. Gets it out to Detroit. Detroit being caught. He knocks one off. Loses his balance. Well, that was a great run by Kenny. And there goes the hooter. Gave us a thrill near the end. So Wigan lose to the old enemy in what has been a hard-fought game. Wigan 19, St Helens 30. This is your commentator John McDermott, hoping you've enjoyed the film made by your cameraman Brian Worthington.